Howdy y'all, and welcome to Jab Plays. Today we're picking up on the free-to-play Platoon challenge. What is the free-to-play Platoon challenge? It's real simple. It's 3 friends playing in a platoon together in the same tank. That is rule number 1. Rule number 2, we're not allowed to spend any money. We're not allowed to, swipe the credit cards to get gold, premium tanks, or even premium. 3, the goal is to unlock 1 tier 7 line per nation. In the last episode, we unlocked the Easy 8. We're trying to elite the Easy 8, and I've got 5.5 hours of gameplay that took us to get it done. Unfortunately, it was too much to put into one video, so we're going to cut it in half, and this is going to be part A of getting there. I hope that you enjoy it, and hey, like I said, it was 5.5 hours of gameplay, and there's a lot of editing and stuff like that. If you're really enjoying this, hit the subscribe button. It really helps. I appreciate it. We got a draw. It's not a win, but it's not a loss. They say it's like kissing your cousin. I don't know who kisses their cousin. I've never done it, but if that's what it's like, then yeah, I don't want to do that. All right, we're on this little city map, and it's a map that I enjoy. We're going to swing around to the left, and we're going to see if we can bully the bots and get a W. Hey, first W. Hope we pile up more of them. Alright, we're on this map right here, and I really enjoy this map. We're going to swing around to the right. I'm going to get in that little building and see if I can find something to shoot out the window. It's probably a 30-70 kind of thing. 30% of the time there's something there. 75% of the time it's not. It may be a bad habit for me to get into, and my platoon mates have basically said quit doing it, but I'm stubborn. Let's see if I get to shoot anything or not. 2 W's in a row. That's starting a streak. And I got to tell my platoon mates, ha ha ha, I was right. There was stuff down that alley. I can't bet on it all the time. I may have to change the way I look at things. Well, look here. We're on this map again. We are not going to swing up into those hills again like we did last time. We decided that we're going to try to position in the middle and see if that's going to work or not. We're still trying to figure out a strategy for this map, and we just need to play it more and get more used to it before we can make a decision. Hopefully it works out and we get 3 in a row, or it may be the beginning of a losing streak. Only one way to find out. It ended up being an L. You know, sometimes you win, sometimes you lose. We did learn something important. Getting down into that gully down there is low ground, right? And if enough people crest the hill on top of you, it's like shooting fish into the barrel. Maybe next time we'll swing to the far right, or we'll try to figure out better angles to protect the middle. Maybe we shouldn't have jumped into that pit as quickly as we did. Hey, look at this map. We're going to hang around to the right, go over the railroad tracks, and push into the cap. That's the plan. Let's see if it works. Look at that, got a W. One thing I learned is that once you get across the railroad tracks over there, if you can get into those buildings over there, you can use it to cover and shoot through the windows. Seems like a very smart idea deal to do, but just remember this: they can shoot back through the windows, and it's a good place to push to, and then solidify your defense and move forward. All right, we're over here on Sand River. We're gonna swing around to the right and see if we can deal with this front right here and do our part to get this side done, nailed down, and then push towards the cat, or maybe push towards the middle. Well, look at that. Another W. Now, I did find it very interesting that pocket that I was sitting in is a very important pocket because, as you could see, I could spot from my guys that up on top of the hill that had an angle to shoot down, and basically they had to come around that corner to get a shot off on them and extend out for me to get a shot off on them. So it was very beneficial, and it helped my team out tremendously. And because because they lost their patience and pushed me, we ended up winning the battle. All right, on this map, this is something that I've always wanted to do, and I convinced my platoon mates we're going to go down the middle, and they only agreed to do it because it was a bot battle. I hope you enjoy this. Another W for the good guys. This map, we're still not sure how to play it. I'm going to swing around to the far right and see if I can get some spotting and get some angles on some shots. But once I got up there, I found out there's just not a whole lot of terrain unless you got really good concealment. Yeah, Got no business being on the far right hand side. The lesson I learned. Won't make that mistake again. Took an L on that battle, and it really didn't do much to help my team. Being where I was, it's not a good place to be. There's no cover, and everybody can see you and shoot you. And here's the funny thing. When you get tracked, even if you pop your thing really quick, there's no thing, and you can get tracked instantaneously, and that's exactly what happened to me. Don't make the mistake I made. All right, we're on mines. We're going to go fight over the donut and see how this goes. W's are starting to stack up. Alright, on this map right here, I'm going to swing around to the left, and I'm going to try to make it to the 2 silos and windmill, and see if I can snipe from that position, or at least spot, and then figure out where to go from there. Not exactly sure how safe of a spot there is. There's bushes there, but that doesn't necessarily mean that it gives me concealment. But the idea is we're going to go that way. I'm going to see how I can help my teammates out positioned and support them, and let's see how this goes. looky there, got another W. When it did exactly what it did, but the problem was we had too many people over there, and there's just no angles for me to execute. And I noticed that it looked like we needed some help in the city, so I ran over to the other side of the map. And by the time I got over there, they got it cleared. On the other hand, then it was time to defend the cap. By keeping myself alive and, not putting myself into the meat grinder, I helped my team be able to pull out a victory. All right, on this map right here, we're going to do what we always do. We're going to head over to the church and see what we can do. Another W for the good guys. Like I said, we went to the church, supported our peoples, went around, got the angles, got multiple different shots onto vehicles, and pulled the W out. All right, on here, we're going to swing around to the right, and we're going to go around to the far side and see if we can make our way to the cap. Look at that, another W. It's amazing what happens when you work as a team and you support your platoon mates and your fellow team members. All right, on this one, we have decided that, hey, we're gonna try to use our turret armor and our gun depression in our benefit. I'm being told that this is gonna work out. So we're gonna go up on top of the hill, we're gonna go onto the far right-hand corner, and we're going to battle out with the big boys. Is this a wise decision? I've got my trepidations about it, but you know what? I'm willing to listen and see if I can learn something new or not. Maybe they're right. Took an L on that one, but I did learn a lesson. Gun depression is important over there. But I also learned that running down that hill once you get to the top is not a good idea, because there's a whole bunch of the trees, people in the trees, just waiting to shoot you. That's why I didn't go back down that way, and my platoon mates didn't go down that way, but we couldn't convince the other people that it wasn't a wise decision to do that. I decided I was going to try to get some shots across the middle, didn't get any, then realized that the cap was going to be pressured and I needed to help the people over there. Just got there too late. On this map, we decided instead of going off to the side that we always go to, we were going to try to water and see if this would work out for us or not. Sometimes you got to try something different. Well, looky there, another W. And here's the funny thing. We had a plan of how to get to the edge of the cap, but we didn't want to come to the cap because we knew we could be shot at and there was no cover. Now we have to figure out a plan of, once we get to that point, how do we progress forward and help our teammates out? Yeah, baby steps. All right, on this map, we're going to go up to the north, and we're going to go into the brawling area and brawl, and then work our way over to the cap. Or maybe we'll work way across the middle. One way or the other, we're going to try to get as many angles, many shots, and kill as many things as we possibly can. Woohoo! Those W's are really stacking up now. Did learn something though. Sometimes chasing something to get the kill is probably not the best thing, because they're going to drive you into fire. I need to pay a little bit more attention to the mini-map and not put myself in that situation. Alright, on the mines here, we're playing with big boys. So we decided, instead of fighting over the donut, we were going to go fight in the city. I don't know if this is going to work or not. There's not a whole lot of stuff out there that I can even hurt, but I can spot. Maybe by me spotting will help my team win. Got another W. I'm gonna be honest. Got a W because I honestly believe it was not because of all the damage that it did, but all the spotting that I did. I put myself in a situation where they had to deal with me. They either had to deal with me or they had to deal with the people behind me shooting. Because they couldn't see them, they needed to deal with me. But because I was down in a hole and I wasn't given a whole lot of shoot at, and basically said, hey, come after me, they're going to get you, I helped my team win. And sometimes you got to be the sacrificial lamb, right? You got to understand where you're at, and you're just like, it's okay if I blow up. I can play another battle. All right. On this battle, we're going to hang off to the right. We're going to play into the little village over there and see if we can push towards the cap. Hey guys, if you made it this far, you are rock stars, and I greatly appreciate all the love and support. Question for y'all is, when we get this tank deleted, what nation should we do next? All right, guys, if I don't see you between now and then, have a fantastic weekend, and as always, happy farming.